Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into David E. Hastings Stadium. It's the second last game of the year here at Hastings. Game 46 of 47 is on tap, and it should be a good one. It's the Guelph Royals hosting the London Majors. Zach Benoit, Mark Perrier will join us momentarily, but it should be a very fun one here. These are two of the hottest teams right now in the CBL. London in their last 10 are 8-2, currently riding a 3-game win streak. And the Guelph Royals, 7-3, also riding a 3-game win streak. The Guelph Royals, they have guaranteed that they will, at minimum, host the play-in game here at Hastings Stadium, but they have their eyes set for third place. They are currently chasing down the Hamilton Cardinals, a team that they have beat in this 3-game win streak, and they sit in fourth with a record of 28-18. Hamilton with a record of 27-17. Hamilton still has about 4 games left to play. They will play the Welland Jackfish on Thursday. Everybody will have their eyes peeled for that one, but it will be very, very interesting to see what will happen with those standings. Let's take a quick look here at the Guelph Royals lineup. At the top, Garrett Takamatsu, the designated hitter, will lead things off. Anthony Gilbert at shortstop, batting second. Franklin Torres, the catcher, batting third. Victor Miscai out in left field, batting cleanup. Miguel Geraldo at third base today, batting fifth. Liam Wilson back in the lineup, batting sixth at first base. Nate Ochoa in right field, batting seventh. Andy Leader batting eighth in center field. Connor Morrow will round things out in the number 9 spot at second base. And on the mound, it's going to be Edgar Garcia here for the side of the Guelph Royals. Garcia, again, a guy that has been so good over his Guelph Royals tenure. He will look to hold a very, very good London Majors team who continues to hit the ball hard. And let's take a quick look here at that London Majors roster, and it'll be at the top like this. Leading off, number 11, Jordan Lewis. Trent Lenahan batting second. Michael Escato batting third. Christian Ainoa in the 4-hole. Tucker Zadunik batting fifth. Eduardo Deolio batting sixth. Starling Josephs in the 7th spot. David Dreyers in the 8th. And rounding out the lineup is Jarrett Burney, number 12. Celicio Pimenta will be the arm on the mound for the side of the Majors, but more on him in the next half inning. For now, we will continue and rock and roll here with Edgar Garcia, the 29-year-old, who, again, he has pitched multiple seasons here for the Guelph Royals. This year, things have been a little bit more rocky for Garcia, but he's trending in the right direction.
Here at David E. Hastings Stadium. Leading off for the London Majors, the left fielder, number 11, Jordan Lewis.
First pitch in there is called strike one, and we are underway here at Hastings Stadium. It's the Royals, it's the Majors, and they will do battle. Garcia already ahead, and this is a line shot right back up the middle for a base hit for the leadoff man, Jordan Lewis.
First baseman, number 33, Trent Lenahan.
Couple different players in different positions here for the side of the Guelph Royals, as again, they have bodies coming back. Liam Wilson, one of those members who was away on the injured list for a long stretch of time in the ball game, or in the season, excuse me. First pitch in there to the second batter here, Trent Lenahan. It's in there for a strike. Garcia last appeared on August 14th against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. He went 4 innings, allowed 2 earned runs in that one. Quick pickoff move over to first, and he's not going to get him. 0-1, make it 0-2. Lenahan with a healthy hack right there. Quickly 0-2 here to one of the more prominent bats here in this lineup for the London Majors, Trent Lenahan. He's been on a tear really all year long. And Garcia gets him swinging. Went with the off-speed low and away. And Edgar Garcia picks up his first strikeout of the ball game.
Shortstop number 8, Michael Escato.
I want to bring up Michael Escato, who we've normally seen out of the leadoff spot for the side of the London Majors, now down in the 3-hole. Ground ball pulled to the third base side, but in foul territory. So 3 straight batters. Garcia has started with an 0-1 count. Oh and 1 count here to Escato. Runner takes off for second, swing and a miss. Torres the throw down, and the tag won't be in time. Healthy hack there by Michael Escato, but couldn't catch up to the high heat. Runner in scoring position here early for the London Majors. Again, London has been the team to beat all year long. They lost first place for about 3 or 4 days, and then they regained it instantaneously, and they haven't looked back. 31 wins, 13 losses on the season. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball low and away, missing for ball 1. London, they love playing out at home there in Labatt Park. 17-5 record. That is the best record at home of any team in the league. One and 2 to Escato. It's another breaking ball in the dirt, and good block there by Franklin Torres. Two and 2 count now. Quick check on the runner at second. Here's the pitch from Garcia. Line shot, foul down the third baseline. So we'll do it again, the 2-2 here. Escato having himself an at-bat. That's in the dirt, full count. So we've seen 3 straight breaking balls there by Edgar Garcia. And time will be called there from the batter, Escato, who's again putting up a pretty solid at-bat here. And he got him. Garcia goes back to the breaking ball, and it's a second straight strikeout for the big righty. We'll take a quick look here at the defensive alignment for the side of the Guelph Royals. Starting out there in the outfield from left to right, Victor Mascai, Andy Leader, and Nate Ochoa. On the infield, Miguel Geraldo over at third with Anthony Gilbert at short. Connor Morrow manning second, and Liam Wilson at first. Franklin Torres is the battery mate of Garcia. Low and inside, first pitch to the cleanup man, Christian Anoa. Lone in the dirt, and Garcia's fallen behind here 2-0 quickly to, again, another dangerous hitter in Christian Anoa. Anoa batting .348 on the season. 15 home runs, 47 RBIs, a quick pickoff move at second, but Jordan Lewis will be back in there in time. 47 RBIs on the season for number 14. Sits just outside of the top 5. In there for strike one, called right on the corner. So far, we've seen a pretty good outing from Edgar Garcia in the first inning, really commanding the strike zone. We saw him change up his approach a little bit. Jordan Lewis attacked a fastball in the second pitch of the at-bat and rang a single up the middle. Ever since then, it's been a heavy dose of off-speed. There's another one, and it's pulled foul. Almost a beautiful play right outside of the beer garden. Two and two count. Still runner at second. Off speed, he got him. Leadoff single and then 3 straight strikeouts for Edgar Garcia as he'll walk off the mound. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. 0-0 is the score. The Royals coming up.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Derek Takamatsu, solo shot to center field.
Generations of fans, thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High, deep, and it is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. The Royals are entering a new era, built on the history that brought us here, shaped by the community that makes us who we are. Same Royal City. Catch the memories.
He'll face Silicio Pimentel, the left-handed starter here for the side of the London Majors. In there for a strike, counts even up 1-1. Pimentel with the delivery. Takamatsu rips this in a left, but it's right at the left fielder, Jordan Lewis, and it's out number 1.
Your shortstop, number 27, Anthony Gilbert.
Can you do this for a second? Like just balls and strikes? I have to run down there and say something.
Sure. Can you get one of the earbuds?
First pitch there is swung and missed for strike 1 on Anthony Gilbert. Foul to the backstop quickly, 0-2. Pimentel leans back. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Count runs now 1-2.
Do you want me? No, I can straighten it. It's too fidgety.
Inside, counts evened up 2-2.
Because the way we do it with our scorebook is it automatically updates. How the freaking back end with the CBL website's not. I'm texting an experiment. I could fidget with that camera though if you.
Gilbert comes in today batting .330. This is a grounder right back up the middle. Pimentel, he'll grab it, spin, and fire onto first. And that is out number 2 quickly. 2 down here for the Royals.
Your catcher, number 44, Franklin Torres.
Torres comes in here, 14 games played, at .333 average, and he's been getting hot as of late. Watch that go by, count 1-0 here.
I'm resetting my laptop now.
Pimentel leans back, and it's a fastball in the outside corner that misses. Silicio Pimentel, 11 games, 63 innings pitched. Record of 6-3. ERA sitting just over 4.29. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and it's on the inner half, but misses. 3-0 here to Torres. Called strike 1. He was taken all the way.
See what I mean when I say I need more people? Next season? No, do that. I'm even thinking maybe playoff time with the state come back. Yeah, I just formed a lineup connection.
3-1. Here's the pitch. Torres lifts it down the right field line, tailing at a play. Foul. Full count now to the Royals backstop. Victor Mascai waiting on deck. Torres grounds us to third. Takes it on a hop there. Across the diamond in time for out number 3. So Silicio Pimentel, he'll go 1-2-3 against the Royals. We head over towards the second inning here. 0-0 at Hastings Stadium.
Guelph in London, no score.
Have you ever watched
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Derek Takamatsu. Solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans. Thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts up Schultz in this one. High defense is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. The Royals are entering a new era. Built on the history that brought us here. Shaped by the community that makes us who we are. St. Royal City. Catch the memories.
On we go to the top of the second inning, leading off for London, the right fielder, number 27, Tucker Zadunik.
Welcome back here. Top half of the second inning, and out there for another inning of work is Edgar Garcia. It was a pretty clean first inning. Gave up the leadoff single to Jordan Lewis and then went 3 straight punch-outs to Lenahan, Escato, and Noah. 0-1 here as this is lifted. Left field side. Trailing over is Miskai, and it's going to sail way out of play for a long strike 2. Tucker Zadunik, Eduardo De Olio, and Starling Joseph, the 3 due up here to face Edgar Garcia. Garcia working quickly. Long pause, here's the delivery. And it's fouled off. So Zadunik staying alive here. Again, big game in the CBL. Guelph Royals trying to chase down third place against the Hamilton Cardinals. They have 2 more games played up on the Cardinals, but they also have a win up on them. As this is a grounder hit to short, Gilbert spins, throws, and it pulls Wilson off the bag, and he can't get the tag down. Hard hit ball up the middle that Gilbert, probably 9 times out of 10, he's coming up with the play, but just had to rush it a little bit due to the speed of Zadunik hustling down the line.
Catcher number 26, Eduardo De Olio.
I'll bring up the longtime backstop here for the London Majors, Eduardo De Olio. DeOlio has appeared in 41 games so far this season, a .363 average from the man who has been with the London Majors for quite some time as he lifts this one out of play foul. big swing at an off-speed. A quick snap throw down to first, and back there in time is Zadunik. But we've seen a lot of success with the off-speed from Edgar Garcia. Goes with a fastball high and away. Long look in here with Torres. Here's the 1-2. He goes again with the fastball and misses it high. So again, we've been seeing him have a lot of command with the breaking ball low and away early on here. The fastball has been rising, but a lot of it has been away from these right-handed hitters. Diolio, in his 3 years so far with the London Majors, career batting average of .309, an OPS career average of .919. I mean, to do that while also appearing in 42 games in back-to-back years. He's appeared in 41 here this year. It's just continued success here by the backstop. Power numbers are there too. 29 career home runs through 3 seasons. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Garcia. This is shot over towards right field, tailing at the line, and it's going to hook foul. So Diolio putting up a fight here. We saw this in the first inning as well after Jordan Lewis got on. Garcia was able to work quickly against Trent Lenahan, and then Mikel Escato worked him for what had to be a 10-plus pitch at-bat. We're seeing another lengthy one here. It's the 2-2. Here's the delivery from Garcia. Line shot to Gilbert. Takes it on a hop. Toss over to Morrow. The throw to first in time. 6-4-3 double play, and it's just like Garcia drew it up.
Designated hitter, number 7, Starling Joseph.
I'll bring up one of the more lethal hitters in this London lineup over the years, Starling Joseph. Garcia rocks back. Here's the pitch. First one there, misses high to Joseph. Joseph was a part of the 2022 London Majors championship run. 1-0 count here. Make it 1-1. Fastball catches the outside corner. Went with the breaking ball, and Joseph doesn't expand. Grounder again hit over to Gilbert. Takes on the high hop. The throw across in time for out number 3. Leadoff single gets erased by the double play, and then the third batter sat down with relative ease by Edgar Garcia. Still scoreless as we head to the bottom half of the second here at Hastings Stadium.
Bottom of the second, still no score between Guelph and London.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Derek Takamatsu, solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans. Thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High, deep, and it is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. entering a new era. Built on the history that brought us here. Shaped by the community that makes us who we are. St. Royal City. Catch the memories.
Leading off for your Guelph Royals here in the home half of the second inning, your left fielder, number 18.
Bottom half of the second inning coming up here, and leading things off will be Victor Mascai, who has been such a fun one here for Guelph this season. He had a lengthy on-base streak, 30-plus games, reaching on base consecutively. He's first pitch swinging here, and he pulls it foul. Mascai comes into this one batting .336, 7 home runs, 28 RBIs, and OPS almost touching 1,000, sitting at .979. Outside, missing, counts even up 1-1. It'll be Mascai, Geraldo, and Wilson due up here. Again, Liam Wilson only 5 games appeared in this. This is a grounder hit to short, taken on a hop and throw across in time for out number 1. Hit right on the screws, but right at a defender there by Mascai. Liam Wilson has only appeared in 5 games so far this year. A lengthy league veteran. He joined in 2014, played a season with the Kitchener Panthers, then back-to-back seasons out in Hamilton. And then from 2019 to 2023, he was again back with the Panthers. 2025, he spent with the Guelph Royals. As Miguel Geraldo hits this one to shortstop as well and taken on the hop and throw over in time. So 3 pitches, 2 outs here for the side of Celesio Pimentel.
Your first baseman, number 45, Liam Wilson.
Eight-year vet, and he's only had 3 seasons where he's had an OPS under 1,000. But even then, the OPS sitting in the 800 range. Last year with Guelph, an OPS of 842. He had 3 home runs, 15 RBIs. 29 hits in 108 plate appearances. Pulled foul down the third base side. He's quickly behind 0-2. Here's the 0-2 from Pimentel. Wilson hammers this, but it's foul down the right field side. He stays alive. Very right-handed heavy lineup, and obvious against a pitcher like Celesio Pimentel, who has just been solid against left-handed batters. Breaking ball, it's a back foot slider that Wilson does not chase. Count runs now 1-2. One and two count here to Liam Wilson. Here's the delivery from Pimentel. It's a chopper right back in front of Pimentel. Picks it up, spins, and fires a strike over to first. 6 up, 6 down. Celestio Pimentel is dominating on the mound right now for the London Majors. We'll head to the third inning. Score still remains zeros here at Hastings Stadium.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Derek Takamatsu, solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans. Thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High deep and it is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. The Royals are entering a new era. Built on the history that brought us here. Shaped by the community that makes us who we are. Same Royal City. Catch the memories.
Bottom of the order coming up here for the London Majors, David Dreyers and Jarrett Burney, and then back to the top in Jordan Lewis. Again, Zach Benoit here. We're hoping to get Mr. Mark Perry soon here. It's been a chaotic setup date, but he is doing a fantastic job, ladies and gentlemen. You don't see it at home, but he is hustling around. First pitch there to Dreyers is going to miss for a ball. But Edgar Garcia, he's putting out a solid performance so far. That's low, missing, counts 2-1. Shot pulled to first, diving gloves grab by Wilson, and it's an electric out number one here in the third. Mentioned there's a bit of a defensive shakeup here for the Guelph Royals. Again, Liam Wilson is usually in there at first, but we've seen a lot of Victor Mascai there this season. He's out and playing left field today, but makes a great grab there for his pitcher, Edgar Garcia. This is Jarrett Burney, the center fielder today for the Majors. Chop down the first base side. Wilson grabs it, and he'll step on the bag. So 2 batters, 2 outs recorded here by Liam Wilson at first.
Left fielder, number 11, Jordan Lewis.
Pretend we're on radio. The only because even the website's not really working right now because screen is resetting because the back end for the CPL branded score wasn't working.
Back to the top of the order, Jordan Lewis, who singled and stole a bag back in the first inning. Comes back up for his second AB. It's in the dirt there for a ball. So count 1-0 here, 2 outs. No runners on. Garcia, long look in here, finally gets the pitch he likes. Brock's back into his windup. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, pulled to third. Geraldo takes on a hop, quick fire over, and he got him by a step. Miguel Geraldo had to play it off the big bounce, and he fires a bullet across the diamond for out number 3. We'll go to the bottom half of the third inning. The Guelph Royals looking for their first base runner of the ball game here at Hastings Stadium.
Guelph and London still scoreless. As a
Welcome back here to Hastings Stadium. Zach Benoit with you. London Majors and the Guelph Royals head-to-head here tonight. And what might be one of the bigger games of the season. Again, the Guelph Royals trying to push for third place in the CBL, sitting behind the Hamilton Cardinals, who they have their final game of the season against the Cardinals. And that one can turn into win and you clinch third. Again, the playoff format, seeds 4 and 5 will square off in a one-game play-in. And they will play the first overall seed. So whoever wins that in the 4 and 5 game will play the London Majors, most likely. And then the second and third seeds square off. As Nate Ochoa is up to bat here, and he swings at that one. And it's 1-1 here to the right fielder. Again, it's a very right-handed heavy lineup for the side of the Royals today against Celesio Pimentel. As that's an off-speed back foot slider placed perfectly by Pimentel for strike 2. Only one more home game and one more game of the season remains for the Royals. They've played 46 so far. And again, they've been one of the hotter teams in the last 10, 7-3 record. Grounder hit up the middle, taken, and it'll be through for a base hit. Ochoa, he was just hustling through the bag and realized he had to take a turn afterwards as it got through. Should go down as the first hit of the ball game there for the Guelph Royals. It was a hard hit ball right back up the middle.
your center fielder, number 11, Andy Leader.
Brings up Andy Leader out in center field tonight. That one outside, but called the strike on the corner. Pick off over to first and not going to be in time. And Looked like that kind of tag kind of caught Nate Ochoa up on the shoulder. He was kind of wringing out that shoulder a little bit. Counts 0-1 here, no outs. Here's the pitch from Pimento. And Leader shoots it down the right field side, foul. Oh and 2. Long hold here by Pimentel, checking out Ochoa. That misses low and in, and Diolio wanted the call. Kind of a long hold there. One and 2. Leader rips it, but foul. Got out in front of an off speed, just couldn't keep it between, or inside of that third base line. Leader hits us over to first, taken on a hop by Lenahan, just short, back to first, not going to be in time, and the ball's actually going to get out of play, so Leader will reach on a fielder's choice and advance up to second on the throwing error by the shortstop, Miguel Escado. That's going to bring up Connor Morrow in the 9 spot. And, well, Connor Morrow over the last 7 days has a 1.687 OPS. He's on a 6-game hitting streak. He has 3 home runs in his last 2 games. 2 of them came in the win over the Brantford Red Sox. He also cashed in 6 RBIs. But, I mean, you mentioned how hot Connor Morrow has been all year long. He came into the year doing that as well. He was scorching hot to start the season. Missed a little bit of time through the middle stages. He's come back here, though, with authority, and he's appeared in every single game dating back to August 18th. Runner in scoring position for the first time tonight for the Royals as Morrow's first pitch swinging, and it's through for strike 1. Oh and 1. Morrow, grounder to third. Take on a hop, throw across the diamond in time. They try to snap throw it and almost sails out of the glove there of the second baseman. So a couple of wild throws almost for this side of the London Majors. Brings up the leadoff man, Garrett Takamatsu, who laced a ball to left field his last time up. He has been hitting the ball extremely hard all year long. Last at bat, he got a hold of one, but it was directly at the left fielder. Pickoff move at second, and that's going to get into center field. Leader will move up to third. And this is, again, a couple more woes we've seen by this infield in this inning, and Andy Leader has benefited from it greatly. Garrett Takamatsu, 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. Runner at third here as he chops this one foul down the third base side. Already in the inning, we've seen a wild throw that allowed Andy Leader to go up to second base. We almost saw a wild throw from the first baseman to second for Leader. That almost went into left field, and then we see the pickoff attempt, and Leader eventually does get up to third. Here's the 0-1 to leadoff man Takamatsu. It's a fastball low and away missing for a ball. 1-1 runs the count. Runner at third, 1-1 count, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the third inning. Again, it's the London Majors and the Guelph Royals. Cilicio Pimentel retired the first 6 batters he saw. He's run into a little bit of trouble here in this inning. That's a breaking ball low and inside on tack. He's not chasing. Count runs 2-1. Two and 1 count here on the leadoff man, Garrett Takamatsu. Andy Leader standing at third. Here's the pitch. Up and fouled, and it's 2-2. Misses high for ball 3, and it's a full count now to Tack. Long look in here from Pimento. Here's the full count. Tack lines it up the middle for a base hit. Andy Leader will come in to score. And Garrett Takamatsu has put the first run on the board here for the Guelph Royals.
Your shortstop, number 27, Anthony Gilbert.
He had a good at-bat his last time up. He hit a ball hard to left. This time he shortens up the swing and just sends it right back where he saw it. Gilbert laces this over towards right field, and that will end the inning. He's first pitch swinging, and he lifts one into right for the flyout. The Guelph Royals, they cash in the first run of this ball game, and they lead it 1-0 as we head towards the top half of the fourth. 1-0 Guelph Royals over the London Majors.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Garrett Takamatsu, solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans. Thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High deep and it is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. The Royals are entering a new era. Built on the history that brought us here. Shaped by the community that makes us who we are. Same Royal City. Catch the memories.
Welcome back here to Hastings Stadium. Guelph Royals taking on the London Majors. Zach Benoit here with you. A couple of other games currently going on around the league. Chatham Kent and Kitchener are out there in Kitchener. It's top of the fourth. Barnstorm is up 3-1 over the Panthers. Down in Toronto, it's 1-1 between the Brantford Red Sox and the Toronto Maple Leafs. But one of the biggest stories really on the year is Yasiel Puig has tied the home run record that was set by Sean Riley. Puig sitting at 21 home runs. He has 51 RBIs on the season. There were talks at some point that maybe he can get the Triple Crown, but Ethan Mann of the Welland Jackfish has just run away with that RBI total. And it's just been a different story ever since. Back here in this one, though, again, 1-0 Guelph Royals. It was a Garrett Takamatsu single into center field. First pitch there missing for a ball. This is the first baseman, Trent Lenahan. Struck out swinging in his last at-bat. Called strike one. One and one count. Lenahan pops it up. Torres camped under it, and he'll make the grab for out number one. Big out number one there for Edgar Garcia, who's been pitching rather efficiently here.
Number 8, Michael Escato.
Michael Escato had a lengthy at-bat his last time up. He did end up in a strikeout for Edgar Garcia, but Escato really put an at-bat together. Chopped at this one, and it goes, I think it went off the bat twice, as Franklin Torres kind of spun around to check on the umpire to make sure he was okay, but the ump just pointed at the bat of Michael Escato. Counts 1-1. One out here. Called strike on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch there by Garcia. Garcia, a long look in here. Comes through his delivery. This is a ground ball. Chopped to third. Geraldo, couple steps. The throw across is in time. And that's out number two.
Second baseman, number 14, Christian Enoa.
I'll bring up the second baseman, Christian Enoa. That's low in the dirt, missing for a ball. 2-0 count. This is chopped foul. Count will run 2-1. In the dirt, went with the off speed, but it skips away from the back catcher. Three and one. And it's another one in the dirt for ball 4, and runner will be on first here for the side of the London Majors.
Right fielder number 27, Tucker Sedunik.
I'll bring up Tucker Zadunik here. First pitch swinging there is Zadunik, and it's strike 1. Runner at first here. With 2 outs in the inning, it's Christian Inoa. Oh and 1. Garcia long hold. Here's the delivery. Ground ball chopped but foul down the first base side. One nothing is the score here. Guelph leading over the Majors. Garcia looking to get through another clean inning here. One runner on. In the dirt, blocked though. Good block behind the plate by Franklin Torres. Shifted over and got to it. This is lifted out towards left field. Maskai has to backtrack. He's back. Did he make the grab? Yes, he did. Victor Maskai got tangled up there going for that ball, but he's able to backtrack just enough to make the grab for out number 3.
For London, no runs, no hits.
So we'll head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It's still a 1-0 lead here for the Guelph Royals over the London Majors.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Derek Takamatsu, solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans. Thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High defense is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. The Royals are entering a new era. Built on the history that brought us here. Shaped by the community that makes us who we are. Same Royal City. Catch the memories.
Welcome back here to Hastings Stadium. 1-0 score for the Guelph Royals. As coming up to bat, Franklin Torres will lead things up here. It'll be Torres, Mascai, and Geraldo due up here in the inning. And that's going to hit him. Or, no, excuse me. Just inside. Thought the umpire was signaling that he had a free bag there. Low and inside. Quickly 2-0 here to Torres. Torres grounded out to third base his last time up back in the first inning. Again, the first time through the order, Celicio Pimentel, he was a rock star, really didn't allow much, and that's another hard contact there. Through for a base hit. Well, we've seen Franklin Torres do that numerous times. He'll get himself into a good count, and he just rips a single into the outfield.
Our left fielder, number 18. Victor Mascai.
Well, finally, ladies and gentlemen, the presence of Mr. Mark Perry has been graced upon us.
I think you're giving me too much credit, Zach. That one goes into the dirt, but I'll let you do that.
He has been graciously and I guess the right word is efficiently working to fix any tech issues we've been having to start this ball game. But everything, hope is up and running. Knock on wood. But this is a skied shot to center field. It is deep. It is back. It's off the wall. One hopping. Torres is on his horse. He's rounding third. He's coming home. The throw to the plate. It's going to sail over the catcher. Mascai will be on his way to third, and he's in there standing.
That is a great piece of hitting from Victor Mascai. Just barrel to the ball, dead center, goes right over the head of the second fielder, and you just see the hustle coming around as well, and just good recognition by Mascai. Once the overthrow happens at home, he's already halfway to third. He's realizing, okay, you know what? I got enough speed. I'm going to try to get over to third anyway. As soon as he sees that high throw, it's going to go over the head of DiOlio. He's confident. He's getting in there. He's safe, and now he's 90 feet away from scoring in. Just an excellent piece of hitting and just great base running recognition by Victor Mascai on that one.
It was also interesting to note there was a little bit of miscommunication between Eduardo DiOlio and the pitcher, Cecilio Pimentel. Nobody was covering behind that throw, as you alluded to, and that gives the Guelph Royals a free 90 feet with Victor Mascai standing at third base. Oh, 1 here to Miguel Geraldo. As the Royals have doubled their lead, it's now 2-0. As that's high and inside, and Geraldo, I don't know how he ducked out of the way of that one.
He knows the 5 Ds of dodgeball, Zach.
Oh my God, I know it too, and I cannot remember it off the top
You
of my
don't
head.
remember the
I
5
don't.
Ds of dodgeball?
Geraldo swings and fouls this straight back. Count will go 1-2.
I'll tell you what.
Dip,
No, it's dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
I was piecing it in my head.
It's okay.
I had dip and dive.
You did have dip and dive.
1-2 here on Miguel Geraldo.
Dip and dive. Sounds like a great ice cream treat.
It's almost like Dippin' Dots.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to go through for a base hit and an RBI single for Miguel Geraldo.
Well, there you see Geraldo over at first base, and this is going to bring up Liam Wilson, and I'm just so happy to see Liam back in the lineup. Now, again, he's been out for pretty much the entire year, and I do believe the CBL does have a clause where Dino Ramel can go to the league and say, hey, he's been hurt all season, he's still part of the 28-man roster, probably because there is qualifications you have to take into account. You need 32 plate appearances in order to qualify for the postseason, but since Liam has been hurt all year, you do get the chance to go to the league and say, hey, I want to plead my case. Liam, he's been here, he's been hurt, can we have an exemption?
And another thing that's pretty helpful is you can also go to the league and say, listen, he got cleared on this date. We've had him in the lineup every single game since then, trying to get him reps and trying to get him at bats like you guys require. But of course, obviously, he is hurt. So it's just something that can also help the Guelph Royals in getting Liam Wilson able to play in the playoffs. Again, it's just another bat in this lineup that is already so powerful. As he shoots this one to right center field, it's going to be down for a base hit and more. Wilson on his horse to 2. Geraldo is hustling. He's rounding third. He's on his way home. Miguel Geraldo will go first to third on the RBI double by Liam Wilson.
Another great piece of hitting, and that is the multi-time All-Star bat of Liam Wilson. A long time with the Kitchener Panthers organization, and that's the type of hitting that you get from him. It's hard, it's consistent, and when he gets on a roll, he's one of the best hitters in this league.
Well, mentioned that through the first go-around of the lineup, it was just Celesio Pimentel dominating this Guelph Royals team. They weren't really getting any hits. It wasn't until Nate Ochoa, who's up to bat now, got himself a single. And really, ever since then, it's just been hard contact after hard contact for the Guelph Royals.
As our scorekeeper is diligently getting everything updated. Of course, our score bug is linked to the CBL website. It is 4-0 right now. We are working to get that updated as much as possible.
This is chopped down and foul, 0-2.
And should note, it is a 48-game season, and it's inevitable in the Canadian Baseball League now that records are going to be falling. Left, right, and center. We saw Yasiel Puig break tie the home run record in Chatham-Kent just the other night. But there's more records to touch on. I'll get to that in just a second.
0-2, Pimentel, a long look back at Wilson at second. Ochoa not chasing, but he's called down on strikes. And he'll be sat down for the first out of the inning. One thing I did want to mention is this Guelph Royals team, they've liked playing against the London Majors this year. Currently a season record of 3-2. You look at it, currently leading in this one. There's talks that they could finish the season series against the Majors 4-2 on the year.
Which is something.
The London Majors, again, they're 31-13.
Mm-hmm.
And, 3 of those losses have come at the hands of the Guelph Royals. Really, even the games London has won against Guelph, they've been relatively close, but London was just, playing a lot better brand of baseball on that day. This is a Royals team. It kind of seems like they play up to their competition.
Yeah.
Andy Leader reached via fielder's choice, and he was actually the first run of the ball game back in the 3rd inning. And he gets this one in on the hands, but it's poked foul and out of play.
Well, and for this London Majors team, I mean, they have a bit of a chip on their shoulder here tonight because a win clinches the pennant for them. So being able to get a victory in these last couple of games, they want to be in first place. They want to face the winner of the wild card, who is going to burn their best pitcher in that one-game showdown. It could be Guelph and Barrie, but Guelph, with the way they've been showing, it might be someone else.
Another strikeout here for Pimentel. It's his second one here of the inning. 2 outs now with still a runner at second. Well, I mentioned I was talking with a couple of the players on London side. I mentioned it with a couple of the players on the Guelph side. I said, this is a pretty big game.
Yeah.
You know, obviously London, like you mentioned, they're looking for that pennant. They're looking to have the number 1 seed. Guelph is looking for 3rd place in the league.
Yes.
They can almost put it out of reach with a win tonight, and then everything really comes down to that final game of the season on Saturday against the team they're chasing in the Hamilton Cardinals.
Yeah, and don't forget, Welland and Hamilton still have a game later on this week too, so that's another one where there's going to be a guaranteed loss amid those teams.
Now, the interesting factor to me is, depending on, again, how the Royals finish the season, they win. If they possibly win this game, they're able to win against Hamilton, there could technically be talks that they could jump into 2nd place.
Oh, absolutely.
Over the Welland Jackfish.
The real thing with this is to ensure that, well, Welland's got to lose quite a bit in the last couple of games because Welland does own the tiebreaker over Guelph, and the first tiebreaker is head-to-head.
Yeah, and it would take a lot. Obviously, the Jackfish sitting 29-16. Guelph is sitting 28-18. So Guelph, at best, can finish the season 30-18 on the year.
Yeah.
Welland Jackfish, again, 1 win, and they have it.
Yeah.
Is basically what we're talking about here. As this is down away, and it's a 3-0 count to Connor Morrow, who grounded out to 3rd in his last plate appearance. But Connor Morrow mentioned in his first at-bat, he has been hitting the ball awfully hard the last 2 games, 3 home runs out in Brantford. I mean, he was really the spark. Curious to see if he has that 3-0 green light here against Pimentel. Quick check on Wilson at second. Here's the delivery. And it's a red light all the way. It's a pitch right down the middle for strike 1.
It was as down Kathleen Street as there ever could be. Just a really good pitch there from Pimentel against a really good hitter in Connor Morrow. He really lit it up against Brantford the other night.
3-1 count. Inside, ball 4, and the patience there of Connor Morrow paying off as there's 2 on now with 2 outs, and we're back to the top of the order for Garrett Takamatsu.
That's what you like to see. Guys in the bottom of your order, just get on base, get your big boppers up, get them around the horn, and put them in for some runs. Now, I did mention that there are records that are on the line in the last couple of games. It takes a little bit more to get there, mind you, but you think for the Guelph Royals, they have a couple of franchise records, at least since the year 2000, that are on the line.
This is lifted high and out of play, foul by Garrett Takamatsu.
Now, Jeremy Ware has the hits record. He got 64 hits back in 2009. Of note, coming into tonight, both Anthony Gilbert and Miguel Geraldo at 58. So they would need 6 hits. And I believe both of them have 1 here tonight already.
Another big cut there by Tack, and it's out of play. 0-2 quickly now to leadoff man.
Well, you want to talk about the guy that has the walk record in the CBL, Ryan DeSantos, who got that last season. Well, he's 2 walks away from breaking tying the franchise record. Bruce Yin in 2014, and I say franchise record based on the stats that we do have. There are stats pre-2000 that are out there, still have to be worked out, but
another one fouled off here by Tack, but
you have to think less games played pre-2000. It's rare.
Pretty tough. Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
And there were moments of the season where Dos Santos, it looked like he was possibly going to break his own record this year, but at 39 tonight, 2 games left. He's not in the starting lineup tonight. We might see him at some point here, but with the lefty on the mound, it was just kind of a tough one to get him in, especially when you're trying to get at-bats for Wilson and Morrow, guys that haven't been here all season. Inside on Tack, and it goes 1-2 here. 1-2 count here to Takamatsu. Check on the runner at second. Here's the pitch from Pimento. High and inside. It's 2-2. Well, the RBI record has already been broken, and that's Ethan Mann. He's taken it with 63. It was originally held by Sean Riley in 2013. He had 60. Here's the 2-2, and it gets by the catcher. DeOlio has to fire a strike to first, and it's down the line. One run is going to score. They're going to wave around Morrow. He's coming in to score. And the Guelph Royals have opened up the floodgates a little bit here. It's 6-0, but there is a contest behind the play. Trent Lenahan is arguing that Garrett Takamatsu got in the way of the throw and obstructed him trying to make the catch, and the umpires are going to discuss this.
Yeah, he was close in there, but at the same time, too, he's going down the line. He's within that vicinity where that's his space. He's just trying to get down to first. What is he going to do? Try to evade by going into the grass?
And it was always going to be a tough play. The ball squibbled away, basically directly in the line of the first base line, but towards the Guelph Royals dugout. And then Eduardo DeOlio just kind of had to make a last-second play and throw it down the line. Yes, Lenahan has priority to go and get the ball, but Garrett Takamatsu, all he's doing is running down the first baseline, like you mentioned. He's just trying to get to the bag. Wasn't moving to block or anything. He was going straight down the line.
This is going to be an interesting decision by the umpires here. But again, they're going to call him out. And now here comes Dino. And I know exactly what he's telling these umpires. What is he going to do?
Yeah, that's the discussion.
What can Tack do in that situation?
You can look down the third base side and you see the Guelph Royals bench. They are up in arms about this. Dino, he's going to get his money's worth of this. Takamatsu is right there as well to try to get an explanation. He's just running down the first baseline.
Yeah.
I would understand more, if he, say, shifted a little bit to block it, but if you're just going down through the base, you have priority to get down to that base. If the ball is a badly thrown ball, there's nothing that you as a runner can do. And I think that's the entire argument, like you mentioned, that the Royals have right now.
Yeah, it's not like he's turning his head and saying, oh, here comes the baseball. Oh, there's my shoulder. He's got that space, and he can't, and that's once you're running down that first baseline, that's a narrow space that you're given as it is. And the second you go out of that space, you're out anyway.
The best example I can think of is last night in the Blue Jays game. There was a little chopper. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had to field the ball. He turned and fired it down, and it actually went through the arm of the base runner.
Yeah.
And that's what caused the play to happen. And that's what that one kind of reminds me of, because you have to go into the path of the runner. And obviously, if you're the first baseman, you're just trying to play the ball, and you're going to defend your case saying, well, I'm playing the ball. He just got in my way.
Yeah.
But as a runner, you're just running down the baseline. So that's what really surprises me.
I think really at the end of the day, it's not Tack's fault. It's not Tack's fault. It's not Lenahan's fault by any means either. None of them. They're just trying to make the play and within the space that they're given. DeOlio, if he throws maybe a little bit more to the side to try to get it away from Lenahan, to try to get it away from Tack, maybe Lenahan sticks out his glove, tags the bag, that's the out right there. But you threw it down the line. It is what it is.
Yeah, and they got their money's worth, but I don't think it's going to go the way of the Royals. So, yeah, that one, that's a head scratcher for everybody at home. Obviously, you see it on your monitor, whether you're watching CBL TV or you're on the YouTube stream. You can go back, hit that back button a couple times on YouTube, and you can go back and kind of watch and break that down for yourself. But, that's one of those plays where, like you said, it's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
Nobody's at fault for what happened. It's just something that it can happen, but it's a rare feat that happens.
Yeah.
So we'll take a short break here. We're heading over to the 5th inning. It is 4-0 here for the Guelph Royals.
Attack up 2 outs.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Garrett Takamatsu. Solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans. Thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High deep and it is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. The Royals are entering.
Well, welcome back here, 5th inning, and it's an 0-2 count now to Eduardo Diolio. But, yeah, we were trying to break that down in here, and, I mean, I don't think you really can. It's one of those baseball plays where nobody's at fault. Nobody's trying to make, a problem. It's just a close play at the bag, and unfortunately this time the Royals just don't get it going their way. They're still up 4-0, as that's a fastball missing high by Edgar Garcia. That's in the dirt. Count evened up here, 2-2. Garcia, well, he's been pitching very solid here tonight. And this is exactly what Guelph needed, especially against an opponent like the London Majors. A team that their offense has just been so good all year long, as time is going to be called here by Diolio. That misses. Count runs full here, 3-2. Again, apologies. We're getting everything sorted out here. Having a couple technical issues earlier in the ball game. It is 4-0 as Diolio goes down swinging for strike 3. And there's one out here in the top half of the 5th. The scorebook, yes, it does say bottom 4. 3-0, but no, it is 4-0 for the Guelph Royals. And that was Eduardo Diolio.
Designated hitter number 7, Starling Joseph.
Brings up Starling Joseph, again, another member, a lifelong member. First pitch here to Joseph is in there for strike 1. And quickly 0-2 now. It's a beautiful breaking ball. Here's the 0-2 from Garcia. Breaking ball in there, but just misses. Good spot. Just did not get the call there, was Garcia. Lifted high and foul. 1-2 still. So just getting more information on the last play that happened for the Guelph Royals in the bottom half of that 4th inning. We'll have it momentarily here after this pitch. Here's the 1-2 from Garcia. Just missing on the outside. It's 2-2. Under the new rule, the runner's lane will still be chalked in order to keep runners from drifting too far into foul territory on plays in which the ball is in foul territory, such as a drop third strike. But instead of forcing the runner to be in foul territory, which is right of the foul line, the runner will now be deemed in compliance with the rule as long as both feet remain on the dirt path between home and first. So long description short, anywhere on the dirt and the runner is okay. Thank you to Mr. Dan Dominguez for helping out with that one. That was the rule that was amended in MLB in 2024. As it's a full count now to Starling Joseph. Here's 3-2. Grounder, and that shot foul down the third base line. About a foot or two more to the right, and that was probably extra bases for the outfielder. Garcia into the windup. Here's the pitch. And did he go around? Yes, he did, but it doesn't matter. It's called strike 3. As Garcia crossed him up there with a breaking ball. And I think he's asking if it was on the swing or a called strike. And he gets the answer he was looking for. I believe with how emphatic the ump made that call, it would be just on the pitch was a strike no matter what. But a beautiful inside breaking ball really crossed up Joseph. There was Edgar Garcia. Garcia fires in a fastball, but he misses there. And that's fouled off to the backstop. Count running now 1-1. One and one count. Garcia rocks back. Here's the pitch. Lifted up yet again and out of play foul. 1-2 count. Edgar Garcia working very efficiently here. Hoping that it's correct, but it's 52 pitches for number 22. Breaking ball low and inside, and it's missing. Good block there by Franklin Torres. Two and two count, 2 outs. Nobody on here in the 5th. Garcia struck out the first 2. He got Diolio swinging on a breaking ball low and away, and he crossed up Starling Joseph. This time he's fighting against David Dreyers. Two. In the dirt, bounces away, full count.
It's a good approach here by Dreyers, and Garcia. You see where that pitch count is. Might be a little bit higher than where it is at this point, but just trying to see a little bit of everything. I mean, Garcia very well could be a guy that you lean on to be your wild card starter, or at least see a couple of innings in that game.
Well, Dreyers will work the 2-out walk there, and it's the first base runner to reach in the inning. And there is action over there in the bullpen as Dino will come out here to chat with his starter. Not 100% sure who that is. I want to say Glavin Pineda just by the way he's throwing, but I can't see. And my insider source to the right of me Eric just said that's Claudio. He has better eyes than I do.
Hey, I thought rule number 1 is you never give away your sources.
You know what? It's all good.
Okay.
Everyone's got to know who has better eyes up here in the booth.
That's fair.
Because it's not me. Why I think I wear the hat? It blocks out all the lights.
I thought it was just to look cool.
That too.
Or even to stay cool.
All my people with glasses out there, they understand. Sometimes you look at lights, there's the little, like, the lines, and it makes it really awkward to look at. So, I mean, the hat, the brim just blocks them all out perfectly from our vantage point here.
See, I wouldn't know, but I probably do need glasses at this point.
Center fielder Jared Burney comes up for his second at-bat of the ballgame. Grounded out to first his last time up. He cued it right off the end of the bat. Very similar to that, but this time he fouls it right to the backstop. Own 1 here to the number 9 hitter. Another breaking ball low and away. One and one now. Runner takes off and fouled off by Burney. Dreyers, he might have had that bag if Burney didn't swing. But Royals catch a break. He's heading back to first.
He launched over from first. Had a really good step. But then's the break sometimes. But it kind of gives away whether or not they're thinking about stealing bags. So in a sense, that kind of tips your hand a little bit.
Well, here's the 1-2. And lifted, right field side, but it's going to tail out of play. That looked more so like a defensive swing out of Burney. Just got the end of the bat to it and just half swung to keep his at-bat alive. Broken bat, hit to short. Gilbert takes on a hop, throw across the diamond, is in time to get the third and final out of the inning. Another runner reaches here, but Garcia works through it. He is through 5 scoreless here for the Guelph Royals. They lead it 4-0. Welcome back here to Hastings Stadium. The Guelph Royals and the London Majors duking it out here. And again, we've talked numerously about how important this game is for both teams. Here's kind of just some of the stipulations for it. London can clinch the pennant with a win here tonight. They hold the tiebreaker over Welland and Hamilton. Guelph, they've clinched at least 4th place here. Anything is possible with that game, though, against Hamilton on Saturday.
Yeah, not to mention the Hamilton-Welland game on Thursday. Did you see that game last night, though?
I did not.
I mean, Hamilton and Welland, let me tell you, if those two teams meet in a best-of-7 series, that is some good TV. Got to sit down and watch that game last night. Yes, Hamilton blew it open early, but that was some really good entertaining baseball.
Well, if you look at kind of the heads-to-heads for the Royals against kind of all these teams over 500, they have a pretty good head-to-head record against everybody. The Welland Jackfish are the one team that has given them a lot of problems.
Yeah.
The one pitcher in particularly, Eric Johnson, has given the Guelph Royals a lot of problems this year. And, you know, we mentioned it briefly that Guelph could technically get to second place. It would take a lot, but they can get there as Gilbert swings through this, and it's a 3-pitch strikeout for the shortstop, Anthony Gilbert. But, yeah, things get really interesting. Guelph, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. I talked to a couple players about a week and a half ago when they had about 7 games remaining. They won 1 game, and they said, we hold our own destiny now.
Yeah.
We win out the rest of the year. The 3 seed is ours. And that's kind of what they've done. I think they've dropped 1 in that span against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, but they've won out the ending of this year. They've put themselves in a position to really finish minimum 3rd place. Obviously, you have to see how these last 2 games kind of fare out, but for the most part, they have set themselves up very nicely for the tail end of this season.
Well, and think about it, too. Hamilton, yes, they have a couple of extra games in hand, but they got some tough opponents. I mean, you think about what they have coming up this week. They got to play Welland again in Welland on Thursday, and you know that the Jackfish aren't going to take lightly to what happened to them last night. You got the game here on Saturday.
This is skied into center field. Bernie will tail back, and he'll be camped underneath that one to make the catch out number 2.
Before that though, you got to host Barry on Friday. And I know Barry wants to set a tone in that game as well to say, hey, Hamilton, if you fall to 4th place, you get us in a 1-game playoff, and they want to showcase why that they're going to be a tough out in the Barry Baycats. Okay. And then you round it out, Brantford Red Sox, and that Brantford-Hamilton season series, 2 runs or less each and every game in that season series. I ended up calling the game a couple of weeks ago in Brantford, and that's phenomenal baseball between those two sides. They play tight, competitive baseball. That's going to be a really good game to end up the season.
I was going to mention, to your point, Hamilton really have to run the gauntlet. They have a 3-day gauntlet of Welland, Barry, Guelph.
Yeah.
Guelph is catching them at the best possible time.
Yes.
The back end of a 3-3, the pitching, you're probably not going to see an ace. You're probably not going to see the best bullpen guys. But, I mean, you're catching them at the perfect time. And, barring that game, Guelph could have already locked up 3rd place. That game could mean winner takes 3rd place, but it's going to be so interesting to see. Like, there is so many different variants that can happen after this weekend finishes.
Yeah. And once the weekend finishes, there's not much of a turnaround.
This is Maskai. He rolls one over to second, and how about this? Celestio Pimentel, he comes out and fires a 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. Really shuts the door after runs were scored in the 3rd and 4th. Guelph Royals, they lead at 4-0 as we head over to the 6th inning here at Hastings Stadium. Welcome back here to Guelph, Ontario. Claudio Custodio will come in relief here for Edgar Garcia, who was spectacular here tonight. And this is not only a big start for Edgar Garcia, but a big start for the Guelph Royals. Again, this is a huge game that this is. Garcia, his final line, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. I mean, that is top-of-the-line stuff. And there were, talks about midway through the season where people were saying, is Edgar Garcia going to get moved to the bullpen? Is that an option that we can see happen? I think he just shut up all the naysayers right there. It was a really great performance from him.
He is a bona fide starter in this league, full stop. And does he pitch in the one-game wild card? Does he start that one-game wild card if it is indeed Guelph and Barrie?
I could definitely see it. This is a ground ball hit. Geraldo takes it, and it's going to be not in time to get the speedy leadoff man in Jordan Lewis. This is an interesting kind of development in this game. Anthony Gilbert and Miguel Geraldo, they have talked so much up the middle. They are now on the same side of the infield on the left side. You can kind of see there, Gilbert was calling mine.
Yeah.
And Geraldo kind of came in and over and took it. And it's just kind of a different level you got to talk to now.
Well, it's that extra wrinkle. Obviously, Victor Mascai is usually over at first base where Liam Wilson currently is, and that's Liam Wilson's natural position. Be curious to see how things kind of progress over the next couple of weeks, over the next week or so.
Trent Lenahan swings through that and fouls it off.
Do you put Liam into a DH spot for a game and put Takamatsu over at third and have the right third of that infield, kind of where it has been all season long?
Well, you look at it, right? Victor Mascai, he is shifted out to the outfield, so they can have Connor Morrow, Liam Wilson in the lineup. Andy Leader has been swinging the bat well. A guy that's not even in the lineup today, in Ryan Dos Santos, has also been swinging the bat really well. There is just so many, different pieces of a puzzle here for the Guelph Royals, and who is the starting 9 in Game 1 of a playoff game?
And that's a great thing to have because it gives you so many different options depending on the pitching that you end up with as well. You think about London, they send out a very lefty-heavy starting rotation. And we saw what happened last season when they did that.
Torres blocks it, but Lewis takes off for second. He's in there safely. So we've already seen Jordan Lewis swipe a bag in the first inning, and he takes 90 feet there on the wild pitch.
And albeit last year is last year, it's a much different London Majors team. But I really feel like in that playoff series last year, the Royals really focused in on the fundamentals. I saw them here a couple of times at practice and really locked in on what they wanted to do based on the opponent. Not just, hey, let's focus on ourselves. We have the talent. We can get it done. They really keyed in on, okay, how do we beat these guys specifically?
This is skied into deep right center field. Ochoa has a beat on it. He's lining up. Now the throw, and it's not going to be in time to get the speedy Jordan Lewis, who's standing up at third with 1 out.
And then you look at other opposition. Again, if it's a one-game wild card, you're probably dealing with Frank Garces in the Barrie Baycats coming here to Hastings Stadium. If you go into the 2-3 matchup, you lose home field advantage, but then you're probably going to end up playing Welland. And you got to figure out, okay, how do we match up against them? And the different pitchers that they roll out, you have to have these different options. So, like, to your point, they have so many guys that are out there that give them so many different looks, so many different orders.
Inside missing here on Michael Escato. The big thing is, I mentioned his name already with the Welland Jackfish, Eric Johnson. Not a starter, but, it was about a month or so ago that he came in here to Welland and Hastings, and he really set the tone for this game against the Guelph Royals. This is hit over to Gilbert. He's able to block it as takes a little bit of an awkward fall there. A run will score on the infield single, and the Majors have their first run of the ball game. Just to finish up the point there about Eric Johnson, it was looking like the Guelph Royals were about to run away with the ball game.
Yeah.
They were hitting the ball hard off the starter. They were getting on base. They were having sound, solid pitching. I believe it was Eric Pettipies that started that game. And Johnson came in and just gave them 4 scoreless, effective innings. And he did it again when they went to Welland. So, he has tons of confidence when he pitches against this Royal squad.
When you think about the starting rotation that they have, who do you start in game number 1? And there's kind of an unknown here as well, because they have had guys coming in and out of the injured reserve list here. In a sense, they've had an extra starter that they've been able to work with. Just the way it's been able to work out, where one guy goes onto the injured list, another guy comes off of it. Most recently, Euclides Layer gets put on IL. Tio Ortega ends up coming off on August 23rd. Between those two and Yolan Canones, the 3 of them have been kind of going back and forth.
Ground ball hit to Gilbert at short. Takes on a hop, throw across the diamond is in time. And Escato, he'll reach up to second. He was stealing on the pitch, and he's in there easily. Inoa.
But, just to finish off on my point, you're not including Big Ben Abram in that as well, and he's been a big part of that rotation as well. There's so many different arms that can go length for the Welland Jackfish that if you play them in a series, and that also includes Abdiel Saldana, who's had a phenomenal year here too. So there's so many different guys and so many different options that they have, which goes right back to the point. If Guelph plays them, you need different options.
I think the moral of the story, there's a lot of good competition in the playoff. I mean, this is going to be a fun year to watch the playoffs. Again,
I'm so glad it's best of 7 for the semifinals.
It's going to be really interesting. Obviously, new format. Before, it was every team but one made it. Before that, it was every team made the playoffs. And it's going to be real interesting to just kind of watch how everything unfolds here in this one. Yes, it's a 7-game series in the semis and then in the finals, but it's not as many rounds. It's only 2 rounds of baseball you're watching, and that's not going to last you a month.
No.
We've seen seasons end as late as the last week of September.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get there this time.
Well, it really depends on weather patterns and how things are originally scheduled, too.
Tucker Zadunek comes up. He's 1 for 2 on the ball game here. Singled back in the second. Flew it to left field his last time up in the 4th. He has a runner in scoring position. 1 has already come across here. He's ahead in the count, 3-0. And Claudio Custodio, since coming into the ball game, he got a ground ball of Jordan Lewis. It was a soft hit, a little bit of a miscue between the left side of the infield and who was going to get it. That's what allowed Lewis to be safe at second. He comes around and scores on the Michael Escato single. And Michael Escato now sits at second base. Claudio just trying to work here. Checks on the runner at second. He's behind 3-0. It's a big lead by Escato, as that's in there for strike 1. So 3-1 rolls the count. Three and 1 goes the count. Long look in here. He gets his sign finally. Checks on Escato twice. Escato was jumping out there. Now he goes back, and I think that pitch there is fully because of Michael Escato. He got a running lead, and then Claudio checked back on him, and he had to scurry back. But there's 2 runners on, and the tying run comes to the plate in Eduardo D'Olio.
And I just want to go back to Michael Escato, of course. Dancing around over there at second base. He gets on base. He's getting on base with the best of them. And you see the list here. The all-time single-season hits leaders. Michael Escato coming into tonight at 78. 3 back of Ryan Lepensi of the London Majors from back in 2013. He had 81 hits in that year.
Well, technically 2 back now after tonight. He's 1 for 3 as Diolio swings through that.
And Trent Lenahan not far behind either.
Ethan Mann in that conversation
Ethan Mann,
too.
yep.
What a grab that was for the Welland Jackfish.
Oh,
Ethan
yeah.
Mann has been stellar. 2 on, 2 outs here. Claudio Custodio trying to work out of danger as it's a breaking ball low in the dirt. Diolio not chasing. Still dancing at second is Escato. Lifted up and out of play foul. 1-2 rolls the count here on Diolio.
This is the time to strike if you're the London Majors. You're starting to get to Claudio Custodio here. Get a couple of guys on base. Yes, it's only a 3-run differential, but you got to start scoring some runs here.
Breaking ball misses low and away. It's 2-2.
Because once Claudio settles in, there's this early hiccup, but once he has that early hiccup and goes back to the bench, he figures it out and settles in pretty quickly, and then he just shuts the door.
2-2 here on the Majors backstop. Check on Escato at second. Here's the pitch. And this is dumped into right field for a base hit. Escato is getting the wave. He's going to come on home. Zadunik goes first to third. And he's in there safely. The London Majors, they strike for a second, and it's 4-2.
Designated hitter number 7, Starling.
Just pass the baton. As Eddie Diolio does it again for this London Majors team. And really just not worried about power, just put it in play, realizing how much speed is on the base path, and get guys around.
Looks like in the bullpen for the Royals, I believe that's Andrew Case getting loose.
Now we talk about the depth on offense, well, and even on defense here for the Guelph Royals. Get a guy like Andrew Case as part of that bullpen. Close game.
Ground ball hit to short. Gilbert takes on a hop throw to second in time. The Royals, they escape danger, but the Majors tack on 2, and, well, folks, we have ourselves a ball game. 4-2 score as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning between the Majors and the Guelph Royals.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Derek Takamatsu, solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans. Thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High deep and it is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. The Royals are entering a new era. Built on the history that brought us here. Shaped by the community that makes us who we are. Same Royal City. Catch the memories.
leading off for your Guelph
Welcome back here. Bottom half of the sixth inning due up. It'll be Geraldo, Wilson, and Ochoa due up for the side of the Guelph Royals. Let's take a look here at the out-of-town scoreboard. Bottom seven between the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers and the Kitchener Panthers. It's the Barnstormers leading that 5-2. And bottom fifth down in Toronto, the Brantford Red Sox, who have been, again, one of the hottest teams in the league the last 10 games. They are up 4-2 over the Maple Leafs. Celicio Pimentel back out for another inning of work. Again, he's been terrific, really, all night long. He's run into a little bit of trouble, mostly in that third and fourth inning. But other than that, he's really shut the door here against the Royals.
Just another one of those pitchers that, once you settle into some sort of groove, you have the ability to just really mow through batters and get through innings rather quickly.
Well, we just got the information. Yasiel Puig has officially broken Sean Riley's home run record. He hit number 22 tonight down there in Toronto. And I'm sure Mr. Thomas West had an enthusiastic call. He has been so excited watching Yasiel Puig. He had a over-under for home runs. I think it sat at 24 and a half or 25 and a half.
He said it on my show.
And yeah, he took it the over.
Yeah. Yes, he did. And he's getting close.
He's real close. 22 to be exact. 3-1 count here to Miguel Geraldo. He swings and fouls it off, staying alive.
Well, at first, he hits those 2 home runs against Kitchener, and then he goes on a bit of a rut, and you start to question it. But how do you question Yasiel Puig with the ability that he has?
I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. He had a chance at the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to get the RBI total. Ethan Mann has just completely run away with it. But, he's right there. Average sits at 400, leads the league in home runs. I mean, he was up there for the Triple Crown, and it would have been really interesting to see if he was able to pull that off.
Well, he's got the talent. He's got the capability. Still a couple games left, though.
They do. They have a couple more. I believe they have one more remaining at home, and that's on Friday. Oh, it's actually a doubleheader on Friday.
Yes, 2 games against Kitchener. A 5 o'clock first pitch. I'm curious to see if both games will get in before the lights turn off at midnight.
That is the question. That is.
Well, I said it on the show this week too, where I said it's kind of the reverse '90s kid. Usually, your curfew is when the lights turn on. Those that were born 2000s or later don't have to listen to this, but when you were a '90s kid, you're playing out on the streets, playing some ball hockey, riding your bike. You're always told, okay, get in before the lights turn on. Here, now you got to beat the lights turning off.
Exactly. 3-2 count here to Miguel Geraldo. The pitch, and Geraldo puts a jolt into that one. Deep center field. Bernie going back, and he tracks it right at the wall. Man, a couple feet more dead center. I think that had a chance at leaving. But as if you know Hastings Stadium, it tails out towards those corners, and it's just good hit there by Geraldo.
Worried for a center field camera there for a moment.
You got a little nervous.
A little nervous. But the dimensions of Hastings Stadium, it's a tough one to crack, folks. And although some have cracked it this year, it's not that easy.
Well, I mentioned that Mr. Mark Perret was doing a lot of work pregame. He was running back and forth and hopping the fence to go get that center field camera set up. And I want to say your step count has to be at least 9,000.
6,800.
I'm a little off.
Which is crazy to me.
I would assume it would be way out. You were sprinting. I mean, there were times where you left and you were already at the camera before I think 3 pitches were thrown.
I think I'm just trying to put in my scouting tape. I've been injured all year. I've had a blown Achilles. Ted Cowlins, if you're listening, I'm okay to play. I've just been hurt all year.
1-1 count here to Liam Wilson, who had a big RBI double his last time up. Did he go around there? They will say he did, so 1-2 rolls the count. There's only one issue with that, partner. The transaction deadline has passed.
Oh, yeah. Kind of have to sign a deal, right? Emergency call-up.
Yeah. 1-2. Pimento leans in. Here's the pitch. And this is clubbed to shallow center field. Escato calls off everybody, and he'll make the grab for out number 2.
No, they wouldn't trust me with a bat out there. I think I would have a 0-0-0 negative 0-0-0 average.
It's funny. Me and Thomas West of the Toronto Maple Leafs, we've had this conversation before amongst one another, and saying, could me or you pitch in the league? And, you know, in the IBL days, he said to me, I don't think you would be able to. And the only reason is you throw hard enough to where it's what they see on a typical day-to-day basis. You know, it's not. I don't throw 90s or anything, so nobody at home get excited. But I throw, you know, high 70s. I've touched 80s and mid 80s before. But he said he would be able to because he throws below the speed limit, and you know he's one of those pitchers that has a lot of junk stuff, everything that moves.
Little knuckler.
That's in there for strike 2. 0-2 count now, and Nate Ochoa.
Well, you saw, I can't remember who it was, but I saw a position player. I don't even think it was Major Leagues. I think it was minor league baseball. They threw a knuckleball. A position player on the mound threw a knuckleball at about 70.
Interesting. I did not hear about that. Pimentel, 0-2. Looking for another clean inning. This is a ground ball hit to second. And Noah gets to it. Throw across in time. And how about Celesio Pimentel? Another 1-2-3 inning. He has sat down 7 straight as we head to the top half of the 7th here at Hastings.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Derek Takamatsu, solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans, thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High deep and it is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. The Royals are entering a new era. Built on the history that brought us here, shaped by the community that makes us who we are. Same Royal City. Catch the memories.
Welcome back here to Hastings Stadium. Andrew Case on the mound here for the side of the Guelph Royals. And again, here is a visual of the standings. We've been talking about it all night, how important this game is between the Guelph Royals and the London Majors. And, you know, it's just going to be very interesting just to see how everything kind of shapes up, works itself out. But things get interesting this last weekend of baseball here in the CBL.
Yeah, not too many games left. And Andrew Case coming onto the mound in a close game like this, you know, every game is crucial, and bringing a guy like Case out here at this stage of the game just really shows how much the Royals really want this one.
They also go with a defensive approach. They have switched in Ashton Patterson for Nate Ochoa. Patterson manning center field. Andy Leader will just shift over to right.
And great defense from Patterson all season long.
Case delivers a ball there, count even up 1-1. Last time we saw Andrew Case here, it was a little heated exchange on the mound. Again, it wasn't the performance that he wants to throw or he's accustomed to throwing. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, I mean, they were just putting together at-bats in that ball game. It was just frustrating everybody on the Guelph side. But he responded beautifully, and he pitched 2 1/3 innings against the Hamilton Cardinals. Didn't allow a run, struck out 4 out of the 7 batters he faced. Wicked stuff to come back and do, especially after he got ejected as well in that game against Chatham-Kent.
Just consistently one of the best pitchers out of the bullpen all season long across the CBL. And just another option that you can have where Dino Ramel is able to roll out. You can have a Case in the 7th inning. You can have a Glavin Pineda come out for the 8th. You can have Kevin Escorcia come out for the 9th. I mean, the last few games here, I can really see the strategy. You're probably going to see a little bit more of what you might see out of this bullpen during the playoffs, just to kind of set that order and figure what they want to do.
Half swing there by the London Majors, and it'll be easy pop-up for Miguel Geraldo over there at third base. That was David Dreyers who just check swung at that.
Center fielder, number 12, Jarrett Burney.
Now, speaking of looks, do you see the new look that they're going to be showing up with on Saturday?
Yeah, the jerseys have finally been revealed. Baby blues is what they're going for. Love that. Ground ball hit right back up the middle. Morrow ranging, but he's not going to be able to get there. And that's a one-out single for Jared Burney.
Now, I've had this argument with people before. Is it baby blue or is it powder blue? Some people say that there's a huge difference between the two.
There technically is.
Yeah.
I could be completely backwards on this, but I'm pretty sure powder blue is a little more dark, and then the baby blue is a little lighter of a color. I could be completely 180 with that information. So if I'm wrong, apologies to anybody that has to hear me. But I think that's a difference, and I think the Royals are more baby blue.
Okay. Well, it's not the only thing that's going to be debuting on Saturday. Did you figure out a name yet?
Oh, the mascot. I forgot about that.
I am curious what the name's going to be.
And a foul off there as, again, another what appears to be a hit and run was in play. Yeah, I'm not sure. One of the favorite ones I saw, I can't remember who posted. It was on the social media, and somebody commented, Ryan E. King. And I thought that was genius.
That's not bad at all.
Obviously, for the wonderful new GM, Ryan Eakin, play on words.
Well, wouldn't it have to be him in the mascot suit?
What an unveil that would be. Does not get the call there is Case. A beautiful, what looks like cutter right on the outside corner. Just did not get the call.
Look, we've seen Ryan do all kinds of different things this year. He was a bat boy for a game.
If he showed up and was the mascot for a game, that would just complete the trifecta.
but there's so many different options. I mean, you could go Davy for David E. Hastings because we're at David E. Hastings Stadium. You can go with the simple Leo.
That is
the
true,
lion.
too. Yep.
No, what? Because we got the chat going on YouTube, what do you think the name of the new Guelph Royals mascot's going to be? Hit us up.
This one hitting the center field. Patterson coming in, and that one was going to drop the whole way through. First to third goes Jared Burney and Jordan Lewis. What a day he's had. 3 for 4 on the ball game.
First baseman, number 33, Trent Lenahan.
And this is where things get scary. You have the power of the order coming up. Trent Lenahan with runners on the corner. He represents the go-ahead run.
Someone saying Carolina blue.
Oh, man. Okay, now we're getting too in-depth here.
We're going Tar Heels.
Swung on and missed there by Lenahan. It's 0-1. Case trying to work out of some danger here with runners on the corners. Lewis takes off and does not throw down. He's in there to second. Tying run in scoring position here for the London Majors, who they have just been chipping away really the entire night. Guelph, they had the big inning, but other than that, Pimentel has really shut them down. Low and away there by Case.
Just a great weapon to have in Jordan Lewis over at second base right now. I mean, a guy that has spent quite a bit of time in the bottom of the order, now finding himself at the top of the order here tonight. Just consistently getting on base. Really good night for him.
Tying run stands at second. It's a 1-2 count. Lenahan chops it, and it rolls foul. One and two count still. Case trying to work out of the danger here in this one. This is skied over to deep right field. Leader tailing back, and he'll make the grab. Both runners will tag, and a run will come in to score. Andy Leader does a good job tracked into that one, but a run does come across. It's a one-run ball game.
Well, right there, that is what you want to do if you're the London Majors. There's just the one out. You got a guy on third. The way you've been chipping away, let's get one in, guaranteed. You do not want to waste these base runners. And at the very least right there, get one deep enough, get one across, see what you can do, especially with the heart of your order up right now. Someone said royal blue in the chat. I don't know if it's royal blue. All I can think about is the Jim Carrey movie, Liar, Liar.
That just misses, and Case kind of puts up his arms saying, where is it missing? Again, and Andrew Case doesn't miss by much.
No, he doesn't.
He's really good at just picking those corners. Here's the 1-1. Line shot to second, and it's off the glove of Morrow. And a run will come in to score. We are all tied up 4 apiece here in the top of the 7th.
A line drive by Escato. And it just really handcuffs the second baseman. There's no error on that play. That is just a very hard hit ball. Nothing else you could do there.
Yeah, that'll go down as a base hit. That's hit number 80 now on the season for Michael Escato, who just sits one back now of the record. He's taken off for second, and it's fouled off to the backstop. And let's go back earlier into the ballgame, partner. 2 runs scored on the drop third strike by Garrett Takamatsu. Those runs don't come across. That is big now in this game. It is 4-4.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Royals, you have to have a short memory with that as well. It doesn't go your way in that particular situation, but you're absolutely right. Those 2 runs coming to score. Guelph's got the lead here still, but now in a tie game, runs are just that much more crucial.
It's quickly 0-2 here to the dangerous Christian Inoa.
And what a season he's having, too. You know, doesn't start the year with the majors, but has really made an impact in the time that he has been here. 15 home runs on the year. He is tied for the franchise record in a single season.
Cue down the first base side, and foul ball. Wilson really tried to pull that one back. Yeah, he has been really terrific. The additions that London has made this season really have put them back up there into the conversations of being the best team in the league.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, and I'll admit, I underestimated what they were able to do, but I think it was the fact of the matter that because they were coming into the season as the unknown, because of so much turnover, nobody really knew what you were going to get out of them.
And that's in there for strike 3. Case gets the strikeout of Christian Inoa, but 2 runs will come across and score. The London Majors, they've turned this into a ball game. It's 4-4 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning here at Hastings Stadium.
Every team has a history. But the Royals have something bigger.
Garrett Takamatsu, solo shot to dead center field.
Generations of fans, thousands of moments.
Gilbert puts a jolt into this one. High deep and it is way gone.
Memories that make this the Royal City. Are entering a new era, built on the history that brought us here, shaped by the community that makes us who we are. Same Royal City. Catch the memories.
Welcome back here to Hastings Stadium. Andy Leader, Connor Morrow in the back to the top of the order, and Garrett Takamatsu here due up this inning.
And now Zach Laird will come into the ball game, taking over. After a really good performance from Cecilio Pimentel. And it's a lefty option here out of the bullpen for the Majors. So we'll see what the Royals can do with this.
You mentioned it's a very lefty-heavy pitching staff the Royals have. Zach Laird, another one of those guys, and he can really be effective.
Yeah, the 23-year-old out of Langley, BC. It was 17th appearance on the year. His last appearance came in that win on the 21st against Chatham-Kent. Only went an inning in that one, but faced 3 batters. He walked one, but he also struck out one. Didn't give up any hits. He's only given up 1 hit in his last 4 outings. And in fact, hasn't given up a run in his last 4 outings either.
Yeah, that fastball there, he can have it sneak up on you as a hitter, and that's what he's done here early in the at-bat against Andy Leader. He's gone after him with 2 high fastballs and a breaking ball low and inside. Counts 1 and 2. And you can hear him. He gets into it.
Look, he's only 5'7", 170 pounds, but there is a lot of power that comes out of that hand.
Leader lifts this to right field, tailing towards the line and out of play foul.
Of course, Laird did have some time off, about a month in fact. Came in here on the 10th of July. And that was a 1-inning appearance where he didn't give up a hit, went perfect actually. And then he missed until August 14th.
Breaking ball, back door, and he got him looking. Leader was fighting up there, but Zach Laird places a perfect breaking ball in the outside half for strike 3.
Oh, that's just a big fastball. Sits around 93 plus, I'm told. You can see it. Can definitely see it.
He gets really good extension down the mound, and that can, add a mile or 2 on your fastball. And that's really what he does. He just gets good extension, good arm speed. First pitch here to Connor Morrow's in there for strike 1.
Well, final line on Cecilio Pimentel. I don't have in front of me right now, but just had a really good night. Ooh, that didn't miss by much.
Yeah, and Morrow pulled it back immediately. Nobody was in on the grass expecting the bunt. Now the corners will probably be a little bit more aware. You can hear Laird. He was asking, where did that miss? And he said, thank you. It was on the outside, the umpire said.
And that's the number 9 hitter here in Morrow. You're going to turn it over to the top of the order. You'd like to have Morrow on base for some of your bigger hitters.
And Garrett Takamatsu has hit the ball hard twice tonight. He's 1 for 3 on the night. But he has not made it easy for this London Majors pitching staff. That's just outside, and count runs now 3-1. You can see Laird is not in agreement.
It's not missing by much. That's the thing. But I think what he's trying to think about is on a previous pitch, that one strike, it's a similar location just to the outside edge. He's been really working that outside here on Morrow. But when he's missing, it's not missing by much.
He gets Morrow to swing through a high fastball there. It counts full.
And again, he is being tasked to try to keep up this London momentum. Again, you go back into this game, Guelph has the 4-0 lead, and London has scored 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings.
Full count here to Connor Morrow. Here's the pitch from Laird. High and away, ball 4. Well, step 1 achieved. Get a base runner on for the top of the order. Now it's up to Garrett Takamatsu and Anthony Gilbert to try to get him around.
Garrett Takamatsu.
Now, I don't know if they're putting a sliding glove on him here, but
Yep, he has a sliding mitt on,
Yeah.
that oven.
got to pull the cookies out.
First pitch to Tack, and he's swinging and fouls it back.
And we've seen Dino make some calls in the late stages of games like this one where it's so close. Not afraid of trying to activate runners on the base path, especially early on in the count. So I'm curious to see if Morrow's going to take off here. And I think Laird's got that same thought.
And you got to be careful here. Again, it's a lefty and Zach Laird. Tack chops this one to the pitcher. Laird spinning throw just in time to get Takamatsu, but Connor Morrow will advance up to second on the play.
Took away the power of Takamatsu with that pitch.
Your shortstop, number 27.
Makes contact.
Gilbert.
And you see how quickly Takamatsu gets out of the box there. Gets close. Coming down the line. Just a good play by Laird to just settle it down, breathe easy, get it over to first, get the out. Don't worry about the guy going over to second. Now there's 2 away. Yes, there's a runner in scoring position, but now here you can just focus on the runner, on the batter.
Gilbert up to bat. He went down swinging, in his last at-bat. Looks like the righty, Glavin Pineda, is warming up in the bullpen. And you mentioned this might be what we see in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure it would be. If Claudio wasn't starting, we would see Claudio, then Case, Pineda, then Escorcia. Gilbert swings through that, and the count's even up 1-1. Called a strike on the corner.
And that's that pitch that Laird has been looking for, looking to get that call. Got it there. See if he goes back to it. Really likes living on the outside. Here against these righties, especially in this inning.
Go-ahead run stands at second base for the Royals. Laird trying to get out of it. And Gilbert puts on a protection swing there, staying alive. Still 1-2.
He knew where that one was going immediately. Just make some contact, get it out of play. Look for one a little bit more over the heart of the plate here, perhaps. But Laird doesn't want to just hang it in there.
1-2 again. Here's the pitch from Laird. Gilbert hits it up the middle. Escato fields it to first just in time.
That's a bang-bang play. That is very close.
That was as close as it could get. The Royals are retired. It is still a 4-4 game. We head to the 8th inning with, I believe it's Glavin Pineda coming in from the bullpen to pitch. More on him after the break. Back here at Hastings Stadium, Glavin Pineda, the yakety sack man, coming in to pitch.
My favorite.
It's the greatest.
My favorite warm-up song.
Greatest warm-up song any player has ever chosen. Zadunik, first pitch swinging. It's right at Gilbert, and he's there to make the grab for out number 1.
Is it better than Timmy Trumpet?
Yes. Because the thing is, as a reliever, you want one of two things. You either want to have a really deep, aggressive, bass-powered song to incite, like, you throw hard, or, there's fear when I come onto the mound.
Well, Enter Sandman, even?
Yeah. Glavin Pineda just says, no, I'm going to go with the Benny Hill theme, otherwise known as Yakety Sack. Like, just complete mind games out of the man on the mound, and I love every second of it. Diolio in now, and he watches strike 1 go by. Remember, it was Eduardo Diolio who got this game all tied up, an RBI single into right field. And it was a really well-worked at-bat against Claudio Custodio. He swings through that, and it's 0-2. Excuse me, that was actually the second run of the ball game for the London Majors.
Eddie put a big swing on that last one. Just good power there from Glavin Pineda. We'll get radar guns up here at some point.
0-2, Pineda. He has been one of the better relievers in the CBL this year. Here's the pitch. And Dolio not chasing. There was a moment at time where Glavin Pineda, Kevin Escorcia, they were up there for the longest, scoreless streak by relievers. It was, I believe, 8 games each. I think Pineda might have had 9.
Let's just shut down bullpen kind of stuff.
2-2 rolls the count.
And they've been counted on to do all kinds of different things as this season has progressed. I've seen Glavin Pineda. You think about where he's come from since the start of the year. Now cementing himself into that reliever role a little bit more. It was an early innings, kind of long, multi-inning type of guy at the beginning of the year.
And he got him. Pineda extends the zone against Diolio, and he gets him chasing for out number 2.
Of course, with Glavin Pineda coming into the game, that ends the night for Andrew Case. Goes the inning. Back in the 7th. Does give up a couple of runs off of 3 hits. Does strike out a batter. Just, kind of an off night, I guess you can say, for Andrew Case. And that's saying a lot considering he didn't give up much.
Yeah, again, Case, he had a great bounce-back performance against the Hamilton Cardinals. And tonight, he looked strong again. I think there was 1 or 2 calls that didn't go his way, and you can kind of see by the expression on the mound that he was hoping he'd get that strike call, because that could have really changed the shape of the inning. First pitch here to Starling Joseph, and it's in there swinging for strike 1. Oh and 1. And it's quickly 0-2. Pineda really working quick. Again, a lot on the line for this game. London Majors win. They clinch the pennant. Guelph Royals win. It's not officially a clinch of 3rd place, but they will really help themselves.
Close.
It would really help themselves to get that 3rd place, completely avoid the play-in, go straight to a 7-game series.
Against who knows?
The 0-2. High and inside, and Joseph had to duck out of the way there.
And Starling Joseph's been one of those guys where he strikes out a lot, and it happens year after year for him, but when he makes connections, he can definitely make a connection, but see if he can be patient here. And imagine that Pineda's going to go a little bit lower.
1-2 here from Pineda. Breaking ball, just missing the inside corner. It had Joseph leaning out of the way, but he did not get the call. Beautiful pitch there by Glavin.
Very beautiful pitch. And I think, if anything, that does push Starling a little bit off the plate a bit.
He went with a high and inside fastball, then follows it up with a breaking ball inside. Really has been jamming Joseph inside. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Glavin Pineda works a 1-2-3 top of the 8th, and he's given the Royals a chance to take a lead. We go to the bottom, 4-4 here at Hastings Stadium. Guelph coming up.
Guelph and London tied at 4.
Franklin Torres will lead things off here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Zach Benoit alongside Mark Perret, and this has been a fun one. A lot of stipulations, implications, other big words that I don't know how to say on the line here. Tie game going into the 8th. I mean, what else could you really ask for in this one?
Just a little bit of everything. Guelph gets a 4-0 lead. And London pulling no punches as they climb back into this one and start to get to the bullpen a little bit, which isn't an easy thing to do with the way this bullpen has pitched this year.
Torres watched that go by, and he's quickly out of here 3-0. Again, a righty out on the mound now, so we could possibly see Dos Santos come into this ball game.
Yep.
He still hasn't. We've already seen Patterson.
Yeah, it's Caleb Cassie that's in the ball game now.
That's in there for strike one.
His 20th appearance on the season, his last outing, went in inning in Hamilton on the 16th, just 10 days ago.
Missing, ball 4, and the leadoff walk here for the Guelph Royals in the 8th.
And Cassie's first pitch goes way over the head. And, that's just one of those wild pitches that you want to set a tone with that first pitch, but you're not able to get it. You lose the batter, and now there's nobody out. And this is a very heavy part of the order for the Guelph Royals. And if you're Guelph, you're looking at this right now. It's a new pitcher. It's a righty. If you got some speed on the base path, you might start to see a couple of guys going around and start to try to take a couple of bags and try to manufacture a run.
Well, so far we're seeing a lot of patient approaches here in the 8th, and back-to-back batters starting to count 2-0. I peered over towards the Guelph Royals bullpen expecting to see Kevin Escorsi up and throwing, or at least start. He's not throwing. This makes me believe this is a Glavin Pineda game. This is his to finish. Wasn't a lot of pitches thrown by the righty in the top half of this inning. But it should be very interesting to see him come out here. Again, I'm assuming Escorsia just not available for today. Maybe he's getting up now. But
well, he's on 5 days rest, Escorsia. Got the save in Hamilton back on the 21st. And he's looked good in the last couple of starts, or in the last couple of outings. Has gotten a couple of saves back to back. He went back to back. Actually pitched in 3 games in 4 days.
Well, he's second in the league in saves, only behind Skylar Janice, as that's in there.
That guy's got style, by the way.
Great shoes.
Great shoes.
How do you know Skylar Janice is into the ball game? Look for the bright yellow shoes.
See him at the All-Star game last year in Hamilton?
Swung through, and it's 2-2. I did not see him.
He had the 90s jean jacket, like Beverly Hills 90210 going.
Skylar Janice, one-of-a-kind man over there for London.
We love him.
And Casey has battled back here, but Maskai fouls that one off. It's 2-2. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt. Full count. And now, going to your point there, Mark, wonder if they do start the runner. Try to stay out of a double play.
I would not be shocked. Definitely going to keep an eye here on Franklin Torres over at first base. See what kind of a lead he gets, first of all. There he goes.
This is crushed. Right field and deep. If it's fair, it's gone. And it's fair. 2-run shot for Victor Maskai. The Royals lead at 6-4.
That's some pull power right there from Victor Maskai. They activate the runner in a 3-2 count. Not worried about Torres going to second. He comes all the way around. A hard hit ball into the night sky here at Hastings Stadium.
Wow! He got every stitch of that baseball. The only question was if it would stay fair, and he knew it right off the bat. The bat flip in the box, I mean, wow.
I think that one goes 400 feet.
That might
Minimum.
be going 430. He got every piece of that.
So that part of the ballpark, it's the 325 sign where he hit it. Probably about 3 feet on the fair side of the foul pole. And I'm pretty sure that one went into the trees. Got every last bit of that pitch. That is a big hit, a big home run at this stage of the ball game.
Puts an exclamation mark on this one. 6-4 as Geraldo grounds it to Escorcia. The throw across. Just in time. Well, movement now in the Royals bullpen. I see him. Kevin Escorcia has gotten up, and I think that's what they were waiting for the lead. And I didn't even think of that part, partner.
No, I did not either.
It's just been so, a machine of seeing Case, Pineda, Escorcia that you just kind of assume no matter what, Escorcia is coming in for the ninth.
And I think the thing is, in a 4-4 game, you go to Pineda in the ninth and try to save Escorcia for those extra innings if it gets that far, if it goes into the 10th, into the 11th, and so on and so forth. You save that arm for a situation where you do have the lead. Well, now you got a lead.
Oh, how things have changed. It really looked like London had a firm grasp of the momentum here in this ball game. Guelph, the one swing of the bat. Victor Mascai does it yet again. And Wilson swings through that for strike 3.
This has been a great ball game.
Strike 2. Apologies.
This has been a great ball game.
So it was 1-1 was the count. Apologies.
Yes.
So 1-2 now. Outside, and it's 2-2.
Liam comes back in that game. His last time out ends up a pinch hitter.
Swung it through, and this goes right off of Diolio, and they'll give him a minute here.
His first time.
He's okay.
First time he's getting some, a full game under his belt here, just to really kind of get the cobwebs off, if you will. I know in the last couple of seasons he's had some injury troubles. Just trying to shake things through. Just wants a healthy season. I think that's, once he gets into a game like this.
This is high, and he's worked this back to full now.
And once he gets back, I think back to his 2019 year in Kitchener. That's when Kitchener went to the IBL final. Liam came in halfway through and was really the best player on that team.
He lines this over the head of Christian and Noah, and it's a one-out single for Liam Wilson. Want to mention, it has started to rain here at Hastings.
Your center fielder, number
Yes.
1.
You can really feel the moisture. It's been in the forecast, but much of the forecast in the last couple of days has been saying that the rain was going to start coming down not until maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So it looks like that weather system is moving in a little bit earlier.
Well, the only thing I'm going to hope for here is that duct tape holds out there in center field.
Yes. Well, the thing is, as Caleb Casey comes out of this ball game here, the fact of the matter is, we're already through a regulation game. If this gets rained out, the game is over. It's not going to be like London and Welland where they have to play another inning at Labatt Memorial Park on Sunday, because you have to get 5 innings in.
Well, you got to remember also, it was a tie game before this inning.
Yes. That's
So-
another factor too, yes.
I would assume they would have to get through this inning, no matter what, and then they can establish, if a rain delay happens or not. But interesting factors here. New pitcher into the ball game here for the London Majors. We'll just throw it to a quick break. More on him when we come back.
I'm going to get a Baby Ruth.
New pitcher into the ball game here for the side of the London Majors. And it's going to be Daniel Orfaley coming in here to try to hold the bleeding at what it is. Again, if you're just tuning in, well, you've missed a fun one. And you missed maybe the most electric moment of this ball game. Victor Maskai sent a moonshot into the right field fence. As Patterson is swinging here, and he's behind 0-2. And it has given us a new ball game. It is now 6-4. Escorcia is out there warming up. I think he's already ready.
And this has been I think it's the full moon, because all 3 games in the CBL tonight are close. Yes, this is the only game that features a playoff side, as both of the other 2 games are being competed between teams that are out of the playoff picture. Top 10 in Kitchener, by the way.
And Patterson goes down swinging. So he'll be out number 2 in the inning.
Really good games across the CBL this evening. But this one here, with so much on the line, I think this is the one to watch. Got about 200 of you tuning in on the YouTube broadcast alone, many more watching on CBL TV. And if you think this is good, playoffs are a week away, folks.
Andy Leader up to bat, and he's in a 1-1 count here. You mentioned, though, it's fun baseball. We get towards the end of the year. Some of the teams that aren't in the playoffs aren't going. They can always play spoiler. Don't forget that. As is lifted down the right field side and foul. Brantford Red Sox, for example, yes, their playoff odds were still possible for numerous amounts of weeks, but they were playing spoiler to a lot of teams. Hamilton Cardinals, the Welland Jackfish, the Barrie Baycats a couple of times. They were really giving some good baseball games to watch.
Yeah, you just look at this 6-game winning streak that was snapped the other night by Guelph, no less. Yes, you beat Toronto 3 out of those 6, but you also beat Barrie twice. You beat Hamilton once in crucial situations for both of those teams. They're probably the reason why Barrie's not able to climb up further than where they are right now.
Leader lines this. It's off the glove of a diving Escato. The inning will continue with a loud single by Andy Leader.
Yeah, Escato didn't miss that one by much. Just tails over. He's in his traditional spot over at short. It's just a hard hit ball by a multi-time all-star in Andy Leader. And it's just turned the baton around. That's the mentality, especially playing in this ballpark. You're not going to see moonshots all the time. And that's just the way Dino Ramel rolls with his squad. Just get some hard hit balls, put them in play, and get guys around.
Well, this is Connor Morrow, who is 0 for 1 on the day. He has 2 walks. He's been stranded both times. But, yeah, it's just continue to pass the baton, pass the torch. That's the style of baseball that the Guelph Royals play. 1 through 9, you never really feel safe, as that's a big hack there by Morrow. Counts 1-1.
Well, case in point, Connor Morrow. 2 3-run home runs against Brantford.
He's batting 9th.
Yeah. And both of those home runs came in the first 2 innings. At Arnold Anderson Stadium, no less. That's another hard ballpark to hit home runs in.
Just outside, count rolls 2-1. I believe the rain has stopped. Unless it's coming down really, really softly, but I think it's stopped.
I can feel kind of that moisturized air moving in towards the press box here.
Corner called, strike 2. Orfali, 7 games appeared in, 11 2/3 innings pitched. The ERA sitting at 3.86. He's been a pretty solid reliever in limited sample size. Trying to work out of danger here. Here's the 2-2. It's a break ball low and away, full count. Runners will be on the move here, and you really want to get this batter. Top of the order looming, Garrett Takamatsu. He's already has 1 RBI in the night. You do not want to give him a chance with the bases loaded.
No. And this is already a tough situation for London going into the next half inning with Kevin Escorcia looming. You don't want to make it even worse.
Full count, runners on the move, and Morrow swings through it for strike 3. Well, the Royals, they take the lead in the bottom half of the 8th thanks to a big blast by Victor Mascai. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Kevin Escorcia is making his way in from left field. More on him after the break.
London 4.
I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.
Welcome back. Top half of the 9th inning here. Kevin Escorcia into the ball game to pitch here for the Guelph Royals. He sits second in the league in saves, looking to pick up save number 10 to tie Skylar Janice for the lead. The first pitch in there to David Dreyers is called strike 1. He has Dreyers, Bernie, and then Lewis, the 3 due up here in this inning.
Not going to be easy.
Lifted up and out of play, foul. Kevin Escorcia, 27 innings pitched. He has given up 14 earned runs, but the only time he's given up 2 or 3 or more was in his first appearance of the season, as that's strike 3 on David Dreyers, and Dreyers has a couple words for the umpire afterwards.
Yeah, that was just some great ball movement from Escorcia. Just a slider that just clipped the outside of the zone. That movement ends up late across the plate, and it just barely hits that outside edge. Dreyers didn't agree with it, but he's able to get it in there. That's some good stuff from Kevin Escorcia.
Again, that off-speed pitch, that plays. That is the go-to for Escorcia. First pitch there missing for ball 1. I remember all the way back when the announcement came that Kevin Escorcia has been signed by the Guelph Royals. The only thing that, GM Ryan Eakin was saying is that off-speed can be the best pitch in a bullpen in the CBL. Swings through that, and it's evened up here 1-1. Bernie 1 for 3 on the night. He singled and scored back in the 7th inning. Looking to try to get on here for Jordan Lewis, who's been on a tear. He's 3 for 4 tonight. Here's the 1-1. Line down the first base side, but foul.
When you think about the road ahead for London, they got to go into Kitchener tomorrow night. That's another opportunity for them to clinch the pennant if they end up losing this one here.
Here's the 1-2. Lifted down the right field side and foul.
But you only have so many bullets left in the chamber. This is game number 45 if you're London. 46 is tomorrow in Kitchener. 47, you got to host Brantford on Friday night. And game 48, you're already down 9-2 to Welland. There's not many more opportunities here to clinch that pennant.
1-2. Popped up. Shallow right field. Morrow going over, and he'll make the grab.
Great defense, great communication by the trio there. Wilson, Leader, and Morrow all in there.
You mentioned, London. They have the right schedule to try and clinch that pennant. You know, two teams that are in the playoffs at the moment, but I'm sure both would love to play spoiler to the London Majors. But, you know, they're in a good position here, even if they don't pick up the victory here tonight in Guelph. Really, when you look at the long scheme of things, the Royals need this victory a little bit more than London does.
Well, that's that magic number, right? And again, Welland, if they end up putting the same performance that they put in the other night, they do the same thing against Hamilton tomorrow, well, there's your pennant right there if you're London. But that's relying on outside help. And I'm sure if you're London, you want to do it your way.
You want to be in control of your own destiny. Those were the words that the Guelph Royals players were saying before they had a stretch of about 7 straight games where they needed to get the victories in almost every single one of them. They've done that up to this point. The only game they've dropped is to the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, and you think about it, obviously this is shooting for the stars here, but they technically could have been a possibility for first had they won that game against Chatham-Kent. Most wins they can finish with now is 30. They sit at 28 right now, trying to hop over the Hamilton Cardinals for third place. The 2-1 here, make it 3-1 now to the red-hot Jordan Lewis tonight.
That's that pitch that erased Dreyers. This time just trying to go inside on Jordan Lewis, who's had a really good bat tonight.
3-1. Foul tipped, full count. Down to their final strike are the Majors. Guelph looking to get into third. The Majors trying to stay alive. Escorcia gets the pitch. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and miss. That's the ball game. 6-4 is your final. The Royals get number 29 on the season.
Great job by Kevin Escorcia coming in here in the 9th. A masterful performance. 10th save of the year, but more importantly, the Guelph Royals, they continue their push to get into that best-of-7 series, that 2 versus 3 matchup, and get out of the one-game wild card. And for London, you still got a few bullets left in the chamber, but it's not going to get easy with a couple of teams that really want to play spoiler against their rivals.
Well, the final line score looked like this. The London Majors, 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Guelph Royals, 6 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher is Glavin Pineda. His record goes to 2-0. Zachary Laird gets the loss. His record is 2-1. And Kevin Escorcia picks up save number 10. That'll do it here from us at Hastings Stadium. The next home game is the final home game and the final regular season game of the year, and it's a big one, folks. The Guelph Royals welcome in the Hamilton Cardinals. They have currently jumped the Cardinals in the standings for 3rd place. That one is on Saturday, August 29th at 7:05. Tune in or be here in Guelph. The Royals looking for 30 wins on this season. For everybody here in the broadcast booth, Zach Benoit alongside Mark Perry, we thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.